No, you cannot. Do not. I said do not enter this closet. This closet is a force all on its own. You cannot handle it. Do not open the linen closet. Hey everyone, it's Deanna Maurice. Thank you so much for clicking in to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. And before you go any further, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like my vibe, as well as you can follow me on all my other social media handles such as Instagram and Snapchat at Deanna Maurice. So let's get right into this video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all my organizational system that I put in place in my master bathroom, in my linen closet, as well as underneath the sink. That is going to be a part of the DIY Mommy's organizational challenge. I love the DIY Mommy. I've been following her here on YouTube for about 2 years now, and I remember coming across her page and instantly falling in love with all of her projects and saying this is totally me. I could relate to a lot of the different things that she had going. So she decided to host a organizational challenge, her first challenge of the year, and I decided to participate because one of my #1 goals for this year is to get my home organized to the best of my possible ability, because I just feel as though once you have your space nice and organized, then it allows you to feel a little bit better. Going through the video today, I will be sharing with you guys some tips and tricks on what I did to organize my space and get it to look the way that it does now, and to try to prevent clutter to come back in. So let's get right into this video. The first thing that I think you need to do when you are beginning the process of trying to organize this space is to assess what is going on in that space, and what is your end goal. What do you want it to look like and feel like at the end? Then you need to go ahead and purge. Purging is a big thing for me, and I think for my particular closet, I went in there and I basically pulled out everything. I didn't leave anything in the closet because I needed to be able to see exactly what I had in there. There were quite a bit of things in there that I wasn't even using anymore, and that I hadn't used for several months or maybe even up to a year, that I just decided it is time to get rid of it. I'm not using it. It's taking up visual space, it's taking up mental space, because when I look at it, it's driving me crazy. It has to go. And the more things you have, the more things you need to organize, the more things you need to clean. And if you're not using it, why are you even wasting your energy and time? In my closet, I had this really big bag of pillows. I hadn't touched it in over a year, guys. So yeah, that big bag of stuff, it needed to go. I hadn't touched it, I hadn't recovered any of them, I hadn't used it, so it was just taking up space in my closet, so I have to get rid of it. If you're not using it, stop making excuses for it and let it go. Let it go. Have you guys seen those let it go commercials where the people, they're like holding on to the stuff, unnecessary clutter? Just let it go. The next thing is that you want to get inspiration from somewhere. Kind of put your thoughts together as far as what you want your space to look like in one centralized place. That is the reason why I absolutely love Pinterest. And the other day I realized that they added an organizational button, so that within your board you can then go ahead and organize your topics or your images even further. And so the other day I was with my sister and I realized they did it, and I basically like freaked out. I was so excited that they had done it, because now on there I have a folder that's called Home Goals 2018, and then I have entryway, bedroom, so on and so forth, and I could just go there without making a million different folders and having to search for those folders differently. I can organize my thoughts and, you know, the images of what I want my home to look like. The next thing that you want to do is go ahead and pick a color palette. For me, I decided to kind of stick with the white, grays, kind of neutral colors with pops of blue. But as far as the things that I already had, such as my towels and stuff, I have those in many different colors. Towels that I use that are bright colors, I folded them nicely and stacked them off to the side, which you cannot see when you automatically open the door. I decided to stick with a neutral color palette because if I decide to change my mind and use those bins someplace else in my house, they can easily fit in with my decor throughout my house. If you're like me, if you go out and you see a really good deal for something that you want or you need, you're gonna want to grab it right away, right? And sometimes that's okay, but make sure you find out the return policy from the store, because you do not want to be holding on to things that you cannot return because it won't fit into your space. Project that I have coming up for my laundry room, and I saw that they had their holiday bins marked down to, I believe it was like 75% off or so. And so I was thinking, oh my goodness, like, you know, these are the bins that I've been wanting to organize my linen closet. They're embroidered with holiday sayings on them, but by the time I flip them around, you cannot see it. So they originally were going for about $40 for the large ones, and I think $25 or $30 for the medium-sized ones. And I was able to get those between $6 and $9 for nice, sturdy canvas storage containers. So I decided to go ahead and grab them there. I could return them to the store if they didn't fit the space as I need them to. The second thing that you can do is go ahead and measure out your space. Once everything is kind of cleared out and you've gone through everything and figured out what you need to put back into your space, and then go shopping, then go ahead and look for the different things that you need. And that way you can kind of go ahead and measure out the bins that once you get to the store and see, okay, how many of these can I fit into this space and what I can put in them before you actually purchase them. So for me, because I am married, you know, and I'm a woman, I have certain, you know, womanly products that don't necessarily need to be displayed for my husband every time he opens up the closet. And you know, not that he minds, but for me, I'm just kind of like, you know, I would prefer if I could kind of have them tucked away so that I know exactly where they are when I need them, and they don't have to be directly in his face, boom, every time he opens up the closet. And considering the fact that I don't need these things every day, I went ahead and I put them in a separate little bin. Folding your linens. Try to fold your linens the same way all the time, every time, and that will allow for them to stack up nice and kind of give you a nice spa look. Or, you know, when you go into like these nicer stores like maybe Macy's and, you know, Nordstrom's and those places that sell like, you know, nicer home items, how they all have their linen stacked nicely, is gonna definitely help you to get that look that you really want. Or if you're not good at folding towels and those things, go ahead and get a bin or a few different bins so that when you put your towels in there, it won't really matter how neat you fold them because they will kind of be tucked away, you know? And I use these black and white photo boxes that I purchased from Michael's that you guys have seen me use in other tutorials as well, because they are so good to be used in many different areas. I have them all throughout my house. They're nice and sturdy, and I just love using them, and they fit my wigs perfectly. Finally, because of that, I was able to have a home for my wigs that was nice and discreet, and you can't really tell what it is unless you open up the box and you're being nosy. Something that I really utilized while I was organizing these spaces was over-the-door storage. Oh, all of the over-the-door storage that you'll see in this video actually came from the Burlington coat factory. I've been looking for a over-the-door iron board and iron holder, and a few days ago I popped into Burlington coat factory, and boom, they had one. under the sink was actually very inexpensive to organize. It only cost me about $9. I got this container here from the Dollar Tree, and inside of it I'm basically just holding some of like our gels and hair products. Some of the things I already had, like the acrylic holder that you see holding the nail polish, I already had that, as well as this little container here that I had used for several different things over the years, but I realized that my makeup actually fit perfectly in it, so I just placed it in there. This little gold Hot Tools organizer I purchased from Burlington Coat Factory for $5, and it was the perfect addition because it fit nicely into the space, and now my Hot Tools are organized. This over-the-door storage only cost $3, and in it I have some of my personal care items such as like my makeup removers, so on and so forth, so that they are easily accessible when I need them. The last thing that I want to say is that you do not have to overstuff your closet. Allow yourself some space to grow, right? We've just cleaned out everything, but that does not mean you need to refill the closet with things, unnecessary things that you do not need. I know getting organized sometimes can seem like a overwhelming task, but guess what? We just have to do it. Just do it. Just do it, because it will help you feel so much better. Going into my linen closet now, I do not feel overwhelmed just looking at all the things about to tumble over me and knock me down. Like, that thing was a monster. And I want to say that I did organize it before, meaning I did the whole process of kind of taking things out and getting rid of things that I don't need. But like I said before, organization is kind of a constant thing. It's something that needs to be revisited maybe every 6 months or every year, depending on what area you're doing, and just kind of use the couple of dollars. It doesn't have to be expensive. I know some people like really expensive things, but stick within your budget. As you guys heard me say, I went to the Dollar Tree, I went to Burlington Coat Factory. I purchased things off season on clearance. So it didn't cost a lot for me to complete this project. Now that I have the appropriate bins, it's a lot easier for me to store my things, and I'll know exactly where everything is at. And it's also easy for me to go ahead and refill because I do purchase my items in bulk. It's easier for me to just kind of toss things in there and know exactly where they are and not have to worry about it. So everyone, I just want to tell you all thank you so much for clicking in to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you were able to take a couple tips and tricks of your own. Please remember to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. It truly does make me happy every time I get a comment, every time I get a subscriber. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right? Or people are relating to the topics and things that I am sharing. So go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to, and follow me on my other social media platforms. Again, that is Deanna Maurice on Instagram, as well as Deanna Maurice on Snapchat. Until next time, guys, stay blessed. Bye.